very fact that you're sitting on a chair right now, this holding your butt up, is the word still at work, because it's causing that chair to sustain you in a place, and you're doing it by faith. Watch, as you enter into this place, in the Spirit of the Lord, you begin the ministry of the lampstand. Then across from that lampstand is the table of showbread. Everybody say showbread. You ever wonder why it's called showbread? It's not because it's there just to show off. It's there because it was to be set before the face of the Lord. It was to show the Lord. To show the Lord. It was to have a meal. It was for those priests to come in and have a meal, eat that, partake of that bread in the presence of the Lord. Not anybody else. They didn't eat it in front of anybody else. They didn't consume it in front of anybody else. They didn't show off with it in front of anybody else. They turned themselves to the Lord and began to consume the bread in the presence of the Lord. Let me show you, God, how willing I am to consume the bread of life. Right? And so it's the showbread set before the Lord. Now, this is food for the priest. The showbread is food for the priest. Catch up with me. The showbread is food for the priest. Jesus, after fasting for 40 days, entered into a wilderness, and the enemy came up to him and said, won't you make yourself some cakes, get you some bread, turn these rocks right here to bread. He said, for man does not live by bread alone, but the showbread. The showbread. Every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Jesus goes in John chapter 4, and his disciples got to run off and get some food somewhere. He says, no, y'all go on. I got to go over here. They come back to him and say, man, when did you eat? He said, I got bread that you don't know of. See, I can continue functioning in the assignments of my life because I eat a meal that's continually before the presence of the Lord. I don't need to be sustained by the things you think you need to be sustained by. I'm sustained by the fact that I present myself in the presence of the Lord, and I continually eat from his bread. So the bread of priests, the meal of priests is the bread of life. The meal of priests is the bread of life. What exactly is that? Let me tell you this. It's not just this thing right here. It is the life of Jesus Christ. What he said, what he did, what he's saying, what he's doing. Y'all asleep. Y'all already Labor Day and already. If y'all got a cookout or a barbecue, go on. If you got to go out of town, go. Some of you staying here with me that wants to receive something. All right? The bread. It's not, watch, here, let me cancel something in your thoughts, is that we can't just be great at reading the Bible and not great at reading Jesus. We can't do that. You say, why can't that happen? Because Jesus is still speaking. What? I'm going to get there in a minute. But you do know in Hebrews 11, it says, for we know it was by the word that the worlds were framed. And so the very fact that you're sitting on a chair right now, this holding your butt up, is the word still at work, because it's causing that chair to sustain you in a place, and you're doing it by faith. Suck air. You have air right now because the word was spoken in creation, and it's still speaking right now and causing oxygen to be produced for your lungs. The word is still at work. The word is still revealing, and it's why we can't just simply consume something that's written. We must begin to consume what's continually speaking. And so the bread of life for my life is not simply what I can sit down and what I consider to be my chapter a day. It's when I allow the Holy Spirit to take over my life and begin to bring what's written to what's being revealed. And it shows me the truth of the life of Jesus Christ, that I can become as he is.